no, the sign's on fire.
Hello, Mother.
Like the mighty fist of God.
This guy right here, I don't know what to tell you. I don't know why I put this in there.
Well, that's a 9.5 on the Richter scale. Oh, shit, we're going to get wet.
Welcome to the homes of the rich and famous. Good morning, Valhalla. Let's see who's here this morning. Justice Dabalina. Marky Moo, the angry wrench of Valhalla. Shockwave and Gun Buddy. David Glenn. Dean Krantz. The Mad Doctor Ortega Outlaw. Start up Oopus Cuba! Penny! Brandon Looney Tunes Fan 2000! A skull from the UK and a skull from the US for Gary Badger Sandwich Worthington. Skull! Show back TJC! Mephisto's Movie Reviews! The Wicked Wrench of the East Project Story Time! It's a culture casino! Hi y'all from the Lady Arwen Avalon! Pacific 414! Kendra L. Skull and Southern Viking! Greetings, one and all, and welcome to Mornings of Mischief ZeroHour here on the YouTubes. I'm your host, Loki. Good morning, everybody. And, of course, my co-host is here. Zeropium, what's going on, my friend? How are you doing?
Oh, it's great to see it, man.
Oh, he did it. He did it.
Yeah, we'll quit while we're ahead. Kicking it live, doing it in style the way we do. Goddamn, Loki off to a fast and full start this morning. So good morning, chat.
We'll do it live. We'll do it live.
Oh my God, he wears his sunglasses at night, so he can.
It's the first thing in the morning. My eyes hurt. So
it's all good, man. All good. Woo! So good morning to my brother Loki. Good morning, chat. Welcome.
Good morning
to another fantastic kickstart to your week. So yeah, Mark the Infinitely Tired is flexing. So let's all flex for him this morning. Yeah.
Oh yeah. How many abs can you have? For Mark the Infinitely Tired. Flex. Look at all them abs. Look at all them abs. He's got an 18 pack.
That's his abs have abs. His 6-pack has a 12-pack.
Project Storytime's like, turn it up, my nipples are smoking.
Ooh, we've got maple syrup for that. Yep, and there's your awkward silence of the morning. All right, I'm out. See ya.
Mark the Infinitely Tired says, I'm going for 30. 30 abs, a 30-pack abs.
Wow.
30-pack abs. There you go.
Are you doing the 4-minute planks like I am, Mark? God damn.
I don't have one ab, so I've got a pot belly.
Nah, you've got them in there. They're begging to get let out. Let me out of that belly.
Mm.
Oh well. It's all about being comfortable with who you are.
Snorted Poops Cuber says, my day started at 2 a.m. this morning. I sense an early nap time this morning. Damn!
Well, he's a bear. Bears like to nap and hibernate and do all their kind of, things like they do.
Zeropian pulled an awkward Canadian moment of comedy. Yes. Oh, yes. Like those Canadians, eh?
Is that when a Canadian cracks a joke and it's followed by awkward silence? Is that what I do?
You dare question the loyalty of the motherland, eh?
Oh my God. Hey, buddy, this is all about respect up here. If I crack one of our famous Canadian jokes, I expect to get laughs. Who are you to not laugh at my jokes, buddy? Come on, guy. Jeez.
I farted on the set of Blue Lagoon. Pow! Shut up, bitch.
The pimp slap right to the face.
Pow!
Oh my God. Almost 30 years on and South Park is still making this.
God help me. Holy shit.
Oh, well, we're off to a great, fantastic, totally unscripted start this morning.
Mark the infinitely swole. He's angry.
Ooh.
He's angry, Arlena. He's angry.
Wow.
Someone say nap time. Not now. Not now. Maybe later. Man. God help me.
Yeah.
So, dude, I ran my ass off yesterday. I feel so bad because I was planning on making a quick run to Dallas today to see our good brother Snowdub, and I'm not going to be able to do that. I've got papers I've got to sign for the new house. That's going to be around noon today. And if I left after that, I'd probably be there about 5, 6 o'clock. And then I'd have to turn around and come right fucking back. Yeah, so
we're sorry, Snowdub, but you are Valhalla's master of puppets.
Dude, I feel so freaking bad. Your papers, please. Yes, papers. What do you have there with papers, eh? Oh, you think you can just come up here and get fine Canadian beer and take it back to the States, eh? Papers, please. No. Right?
If you try to cross a border with Canadian beer, the guys at the border watch there would be sipping it going, damn, where do y'all get this shit? I want some more of that.
So Kendra says, the new house, congratulations. I have missed so very much. A lot going on. The craziness that's been going on.
It's a crazy time of year for Loki and co. And, it's just the hurdles you got to go through before things get a little easier.
Something did arrive, though, faster than I expected. So we're going to kind of get into that today. We've got something very special here. The Diablo vinyl set, and this thing is a monster. It's an absolute freaking beast. It is a monster vinyl set. So we're gonna look at that today, and we're gonna talk to Zero about his experience in Sanctuary and what he thought about Diablo 4.
Yeah, I asked Loki here if I could do a little follow up, and he's like, "Yeah, sure."
Yeah.
So here we are. So bear with us, guys. It's not very often we do the same topic 2 weeks in a row, but obviously Loki's got some goodies to show off. And now that we've all had, almost a full week to sink our fangs into D4, I figured let's just do a little Valhalla follow up for everybody's favorite hell slaying demons.
Oh yeah. Yeah, shoot. I'll show up and you shoot.
All right. So, oh god damn, what is that?
That is a coin. So we've got a hell coin.
So yummy. It's made of chocolate.
Yeah. Upside down crucifix, also terrifying.
Ooh.
We've got a Heraldric cube pen.
That's beautiful. In 3 dimensions.
Stay a while. Stay a while and listen.
Dean Krantz says Canadian beer sucks. No, it doesn't.
Now, I have not opened this to see what's in here, but this is a special Deckard Cain Heraldric.
I was going to say
scroll.
Special
it's
edition.
A scroll.
Special edition Diablo rolling paper.
I have not unrolled it. So it's special edition Diablo rolling papers.
It's beautiful.
So go ahead while I pack this back up.
All right. So real quick, folks, off the top of my head, there were just a few things I wanted to go through. There are pros and cons. But again, like I said, after having a week to finally get through this, I figured let's just run through some of the first impressions we got, because I'm only a few hours in, but I feel that's good enough. So for those of you that are familiar with your typical Diablo experience, you're probably going to feel right at home with this. I don't know how many of you out there have it, how many of you are enjoying it. If so, let us know. Let us know. Get engaged.
Let us know. Let us know.
So I started off, I just made a little rogue character because unlike D3.
Guy or girl?
I tried both. I've got one of each, but I've made it a little farther on the girl.
My female rogue looks like Itchy whatever her name is off of Street Fighter. The ninja chick. Hold on. Ninja chick Street Fighter.
Ninja chick. So
I should have just gotten Ninja Chicken. Why the hell did it come up with Ninja Chicken? Ninja chick Street Fighter. Oh, there we go. Street Fighter. Ninja Girl Street Fighter.
Dangerous Pheasant. Ninja Street Fighter Girl. That's what I should have called.
I don't know why I didn't intend for her to Buki. I didn't intend for her to come out like that, but yeah.
Sometimes it just happens. That's cool. Look at, I've got that mask too. Yeah.
Yeah, the mask and the ponytail and it all came out. Yeah.
Yeah. Something tells me you and I kind of made similar looking characters. So Rogue, a little bit squishy in the early game, but that's just something you got.
Did you go pointy stab or full bow and arrow?
I'm doing kind of a hybrid of both right now.
I went full bow and arrow.
Yeah. See, I like getting up close and personal with the rapid fire, stabs and shit like that. But I also like being able to kick back and, just pew pew with a bow every once in a while.
You heard it here first, ladies and gentlemen. Zeropium likes to get up close and personal.
You're damn right. That's how I just poke holes in things with my alien tongue. So yeah, Rogue's a little bit squishy. I haven't tried any. Oh, look at that.
That is actually a record.
That is the record.
Well, no, that's not the record. That is the bonus record that only comes in this set. So this is just one of them. I have not listened to this. You can put this on a record player, and there's a track on both sides, but I have not listened to it yet. So.
I like to get up close and attack from behind. Only when I've executed a successful evade can I get through, So anyway, yeah, a little bit squishy, but we're all getting used to it. So I think those of you familiar with Diablo, if you're coming from D2 or D3, you'll feel right at home here. To me, it feels like a little bit of a throwback to D2 with the smaller inventory and your skill trees and shit like that, but it's all very cool. So for those of you that have only played Diablo 3, you'll eventually feel right at home, I think. One drawback I have, and again, a little disclaimer, any cons I list are just my own personal opinion. If you're like me and you've been keyboard and mousing it for years, you might have a little bit of a little growing pain session to go through, because there are times in the heat of the moment I'm still trying to hit WASD and that just totally screws me up. So if you would feel better with the controller, by all means try it out. Beautiful artwork.
That's just disc 1.
God damn.
And the album for 1 is this beautiful red.
I love the color of that. That is so cool.
So
yeah.
Love my vinyl collections.
That's beauty. So yeah, there's a few things to get used to, but there's a lot more that'll make you feel right at home for it. So combat feels good, satisfying, whether you're ranged or you're doing, your magic stuff. All you necromancers out there, I think you're going to have a lot of fun with it. I can't wait to try Necromancer. It's going to be really cool.
The necromancer is really fun. So I've got one of every character. I made a male barbarian. I've got a male necromancer, a male druid, and then I've got a female rogue and a female mage.
It's wonderful. I kind of want to try one of each, but I don't want to overburden myself yet. So it's going well. So God, look at those characters. Where did they get those wonderful toys? I still can't believe how quick that showed up. Like that was what, barely a week?
No, that was like 3 or 4 days.
That's crazy.
They immediately sent that out. So the collector's edition of 4 was delayed by 1 day. So that will be here today at some point later today.
That's lovely. God, that looks so cool, man.
That's got little black parts in it. It's supposed to be like blood. This is the blood red. You've got the demon red in the first one, and then you've got the blood red in this one. This has got like black splotches on it.
That's cool, man. I love the specialty vinyls like that because they're few and far between. So I'm glad they're putting in that little bit of extra effort and making them stand out. That's real cool. So rolling on, soundtrack. I think the soundtrack is great. Sound effects, the graphics, everything plays and runs well. And this was really important. This one actually surprised me. When I bought the game and installed it, I played it the next day. So that would have been June 7th, I think, whatever day it was. It was a day after launch. To this very day, that's awesome. To this,
it's got like demons and some bones and runes and heraldric stuff.
Yeah, that's cool, man. That's looking badass. So, to this point, as of right now, I have had no server problems whatsoever. I have not had to wait in a queue. I've not had to wait for anything. You know, there's been no hiccups. The gameplay and transitions have been smooth. Loading screens are great. God, I love that.
It's like a smoky gray.
Yeah.
So,
see, if that were me, I'd probably buy vinyl frames and put all of those on a wall.
I might. I'm thinking about it.
It's really cool, man. So yeah, no server issues. Everything loads great. Graphics look phenomenal, and I'm playing on slightly older hardware than Loki has. So I'm telling you, man, this thing runs smooth. It's awesome.
Yeah, I looked at, okay, so I've got 32 gigabytes or 64 gigabytes. It's 64 now, 64 gigabytes of 4,000 megahertz gaming RAM, and I'm running a Coffee Lake 36, I think, 36 core with a 3090 video card. That video card's barely taxed at all. It's like it barely uses any of it. However, the heat coming off of the cores, that's impressive. I normally don't get up into the 50s on a game. When you're in battle and you're surrounded and you're fighting, like, I mean, you've got a lot of enemies. There is no slowdown. There is no FPS drop or anything like that. However, my core temp goes nuts. It's up in like the mid 50s. So,
yeah, which still isn't that bad.
No.
I mean, there's things that push my hardware further than that, but yeah, I mean, even on my slightly older hardware, I've had no issues whatsoever, no server problems, no nothing. So yeah, overall, it's been a very good experience. Loki, did you have anything to add before I get into the couple cons that I have?
The story's great, so I'm not gonna ruin anything. I am not going to ruin anything. I'm not going to, tell you what's going on in the game or spoil anything for you. I will, however, say that the story mode is absolutely great. It's got a good story. It's got a good continuation leaving off of Diablo 3. They pretty much follow the lore. So, story-wise, it's a good story. It's not like, oh my God, Diablo 2 level, but it's definitely better than 3.
Yeah.
So I'm going to say this. There was a huge stumble with Diablo 3. They made a very big mistake, not just with the online store, but the way they rolled out the game and the way there was basically no end game to the game.
Mm-hmm.
They messed up. They made a huge mistake, and they had to pivot and fix a lot of things before they started rolling out extra characters and expansion and anything. And even then, they kind of made some mistakes. You can't really they made an expansion for just the Necromancer, and we're like, well, we're going to put a whole bunch of more stuff in there. And they gave you that stuff for free. Essentially, you paid, I think, $20 for just the Necromancer.
Mm-hmm.
That pissed a bunch of people off.
Yeah.
So
that was a bit of an oops there, because they could have done a lot more with that.
Diablo 2 was great. Diablo 3 had huge amount of issues. Now, the end game of Diablo 3, what you get now, if you were to plug into Diablo 3 and play now, you've got a great game.
Mm-hmm.
Now, but it took a long time to get there. They have started off in a very good position. They've got expansions coming. So you've got a new season coming. You've got season 1 is coming in July. So if you like to play season stuff like Fortnite, season 1 is coming in July. They are already starting on content for season 2, and they have started the expansion pack. The first expansion pack, there's supposed to be 3 of them with 2 characters. So at the end of this, you're going to have 11 and 12 characters.
Yeah, it's going to be nice.
Instead of 5. So
yeah.
I'm excited. I like what they've done with the game. I think that they've got a lot of good stuff in the game. The story's good. It's not like, oh my God, like 2, but it's good.
Yeah.
So go ahead and give us your butts. Your cons.
Also, just to touch on that really quick, couple things I forgot. Cinematics look great. Especially if you're in 4K, they look phenomenal. Voice acting, and all that kind of stuff is top notch. I really like it. It's kind of cool to be able to sit back and just kind of take it all in, Don't nobody sound clip that. Zero likes to take it all in. So anyway, yeah.
And what Mansquatch says here, this is why these games are so popular. Diablo 1 was not a hugely popular game. I had it on PS1. That's what I had it on. I didn't even have it on PC originally. I had it on PS1. That was my introduction to Diablo. And I barely remember playing it. Diablo 2, however, this is what it was, the LAN parties. It was the first real let's get together online and play.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, really badass. It feels kind of funny with D4 too, because I mean, and I'll get to this. Let me just say the always online portion that sucks.
Yes.
Yeah.
No, I absolutely agree with you.
Yeah.
And you didn't have any problems. There was okay, so last week there was a server wide down. There was the servers went down. Anyone who was playing got a message that said, you are not authorized. You do not have, blah, blah, blah licensed access to play this game, because it happened to Eris. She got logged out of the game, and it was about 2 hours before everybody could get back in. It was a licensing issue, and the servers went nuts. When it happened, the servers went crying home to mama, and everybody got kicked off for about 2 hours.
Yeah, it was brutal.
That is the biggest downside and that it's the same way with consoles. So we didn't know that last week. Someone was like, well, I can play D3 on a console without it being hooked up. You cannot play Diablo 4 on a console without it being connected to the internet. It has to be able to talk to Mama Battle.net.
Yeah, so that's kind of a big drawback. And that being said, it is kind of funny when you're going through towns and stuff, or you're doing, the live events or the world events and shit like that, and then you get all the other players coming in. I'm sitting back thinking, am I suddenly playing an MMO here? Like, this feels a little bit weird. It wasn't a bad experience, but that, for you solo hardcore Diablo players, that might take some getting used to.
There are some missions, there are some side quests, and some main missions where you will be completely by yourself playing alone.
Yeah.
But anytime you are in the overworld, Anytime you were in Sanctuary running around the regular world, you will have players running around that world.
Yeah, which
you were sharing that world Sanctuary with other players.
Yeah, which isn't a completely bad thing. Don't get me wrong. It might just take a little getting used to for those of you that aren't familiar with, that type of thing, but it doesn't happen all the time. And again, these are just my opinions. That's the little disclaimer. So yeah, like I said, I probably got lucky with having no server issues or anything like that, because I'm on a slightly different schedule than, normal people. So maybe it was just my time of day, but yeah, no hiccups there. So,
and if you, to add to that really quick, if you play on Xbox or you play on PlayStation, if you do not have Xbox Game Pass or whatever it is, Xbox Live, or you do not have PSN, the PlayStation Network thing, you cannot team up with other people. You can play by yourself and you will see other people playing the game, and you can play in like live events and stuff like that, but you cannot team up with another character and play with someone else.
Yeah. And that's another, pardon me, that's another big kick in the pants for anybody out there that was possibly looking to do such things.
On PC, it doesn't matter. You can play whatever you want to on PC, but on Xbox and on PlayStation, you have to have, yes, it is cross-platform. So I can play with Eris. I'm on PC. She's on Xbox. There is a option in your options. There's an option to turn on crossplay. If you do not want to have crossplay, you don't have to have crossplay. But if you want to play with other people on different systems, yes, it is immediately available.
Yeah. So that being said, the
literal account. Okay, whatever. PlayStation Plus. Thank you, Kendra.
Yeah. That's
you got to have your PlayStation Plus account. Mm-hmm. I didn't remember. I know it changed. So it used to be PSN. I know it changed at some point, and now it's even more different because you get access to games and stuff. And you can stream stuff now when they combine the different accounts.
Woo.
Well, you used to have the PlayStation Live thing or whatever it is, PlayStation Plus, and then you'd have like the stream option where you could stream a whole bunch of different games. Now that's all one thing.
Yeah.
You can't have one without the other.
Can't have one without the other. I'm sure that was a song at one point, but yeah.
You can't have one without the other. No, that's a different song.
That's a different song. I don't know. Our brains are mush from all the slaying we've been doing. So the one major gripe I got with this, and again, this is just my opinion, and I'm sure a lot of you have already heard all about it. I got to talk about the cash shop.
You know what? That really didn't bother me. Okay, have you beaten the game?
Oh God, no.
Okay. You get probably 20 to 30, maybe 20 to 30 outfits total. If you get all the pieces of armor and you turn them into the weaponsmith, basically you get the design for your outfits, right?
Yeah.
So you get a large chunk of outfits out of the box as you're playing. Okay. And not only is it like I had nothing when I started with my sorceress. Sorceress was my first character.
Mm-hmm. The Egyptian goddess kind of thing.
The Egyptian goddess looking gold sorceress chick that I've got. When I went to play on my barbarian for the first time, I realized that all the outfits that I collected, I had barbarian versions of those already unlocked for my barbarian. Same thing with my rogue, same thing with my necromancer, all of that. So as soon as you unlock those outfits through your blacksmith, you unlock them for your other characters too.
That's good. That's a good thing.
So you immediately have access to, well, I've got 20 different outfits for whatever character I'm playing as.
Yeah.
Go ahead and cash shop. Cash shop.
Okay, so I'll agree with Loki there. The cash shop does not bother me in the sense where it's there if you want it. You're not forced to buy anything. You don't have to buy anything. I've not been prompted once in game to say, hey, check out the cash shop here. Yeah, there's a menu there when you first start up, but after that, you can pretty much just ignore it. That's fine. The one issue I have, and this is not a Diablo problem.
And if you do get the resurrected version, DJ, make sure you get the newer version that works on current stuff like the Xbox and PlayStation. And Diablo 2 Resurrected is the version you want. I have the original. I can play the original and I can play the new one. But the original is a lot trickier to install and get working correctly.
Yeah.
And it looks older. All they did was put a new coat of paint on D2 Resurrected to where it looks good.
I like that you can switch back and forth between the fresh coat of paint and the old school.
Yes,
to it too. That was pretty cool.
Believe it or not, though, if you want to play the original, you can still buy the original through Blizzard, or you can get if you can find someone that has a box set, you can get the code from them, and the code will work through Blizzard and let you download it instead of having to install it on DVD.
Yeah.
That looks better. Believe it or not, that looks better than the pixelated old school version that you get on Resurrected. Yeah, it just runs. It's trickier to get to work. I like D2 Resurrected because I can play with a controller. So I love D4 that I can play with a controller. I don't have to do any widgety shit with with 3. You gotta do some widgety ass shit to get 3 to work with a controller, unless you have unless you have it on PlayStation or Xbox. Believe it or not, I have a lot more shit unlocked on my Xbox version of Diablo 3 than I do on my PC version because I love playing with the controller. It's a lot easier for me.
See, I'm kind of in the same boat because I've sunk a lot of hours into D3 on my Switch because I've got so much stuff unlocked there. Like I think I topped myself out at level 70 before I even started the campaign on Switch because I just ran around doing all the season shit. So, that was again, in my own opinion, that was part of the reason why I had trouble going keyboard and mouse with D4 because I was so used to being able to kick back on the couch with my Switch in hand and just running around that way.
I do want to say this right here. Okay. I've had to deal with this. When I started playing Star Trek Online, this is what I had to deal with. What I had was there was this huge metal pole in my yard with a laser. It had a laser designator on it, and it connected to a repeater that connected to a satellite dish miles and miles away.
Jesus.
There was no landline. There was no landline for internet. So literally it was a laser that that was like a laser designator that connected to a repeater that went to a dish. That is some of the most whacked shit.
That's some science lab shit.
And it was out in the middle of nowhere. And one thing killed it. And it was about a month before I moved. Was they set up a fracking operation between my house and where the repeater was, and that threw it absolutely off. And it wasn't that visually it screwed up it didn't screw up the laser getting there. What happened was there was so much radio traffic going on that it scrambled. It was like a scrambler right in between me and the repeater.
Yeah, that's rough.
And then I moved. I moved just like a month later to Gainesville, Texas, and that's when I met this crazy son of a bitch right here. Was shortly after I moved there, and I actually had fiber, whatever. What's it?
Fiber
Internet, optic? Whatever it is. And that was a lot better. Yeah, and I was like, oh my God, I'm in heaven.
Heaven, I'm in heaven. And then we all went straight to hell. So yeah.
A laser. Show back TJ a laser. Yes,
And
a
I have
freaking laser.
freaking metal pole with my freaking laser beams attached to
Huge
it.
metal pole. That's
so
right.
I can play my Star Trek freaking online. So yeah, like I said, guys, I got gripes with the cash shop because I paid 150 fucking bucks for this game, but if Loki says I can unlock shit later on in game, that's cool. But like I said, I'm not feeling like I'm forced to buy anything. And this is not, again, like I said, this is not a Diablo problem. This is an Activision problem because Activision is going to do the Activision things that we all know they're going to do.
You know what? It really surprised me when how much it felt like Destiny when I went into the shop. And considering Destiny and Bungie aren't part of Activision anymore, when I went into the shop, I immediately felt like, man, this is like Destiny. This is like Destiny's shop. You've got this stuff over here for this character and this stuff over here for this character. It immediately reminded me of how monetized Destiny became.
Yeah.
Now you will get, here's some good news and some bad news. They're going to have seasons, and each season's going to last a quarter of a year. So 3 months. This is so that anyone who comes in late can catch up with anyone else. You are going to get free outfits and free gear. Okay. So no matter what you do in this game, no matter what level you pay for, you're going to get free gear.
Yeah. As it should be.
Just for playing. Okay. Yeah. Now, if you buy the season pass, you're going to have access to premium gear sets that other people aren't going to have access to. Mm-hmm. These premium gear sets will never be in the store to buy.
Are these cosmetic sets?
These are cosmetic sets. They do absolutely nothing for your stats. Mm-hmm. Okay. So all this does is it makes your character look cool, which is what the whole cash shop is about, is making your character look cool. Yeah. You will get backpacks. You will get weapon stuff that make your weapons look cool. You will get stuff to make your armor look different, all that jazz. Now there's something beyond that, which is the premium season pass. Mm-hmm. You're going to have access to a couple of extra things that aren't in the normal season pass. All of this is for $10 and $15, a quarter of a year. So do you want to spend $10 for a season that's going to last 3 months? If you do want to spend $10 for a season that's going to last 3 months, you're going to unlock some skins and some bonus stuff and some crafting supplies for stuff that you're going to get through the seasons. Mm-hmm. And Mark, none of this stuff is like equipable. All it is are skins.
It's just a skin. Yeah.
It's just a skin. So you aren't going to get any socketed armor or weapons. It's just skins for the stuff you're already getting in game.
So for lack of a better term, it's not pay to win.
No, there is no pay to win. It's not like Immortal where you pay $10,000 to get some stuff. God. Yeah, no.
Yeah, that's brutal. So again, guys, it's an Activision thing. On the whole, it's a microtransaction thing, and it's the state of games as we know and love to not love. So it's not a Diablo problem. It doesn't take anything away from the core gameplay that's there. Everything you love about Diablo is there, But the cash shop, I got issues with some of the shit they throw in there, like 25 to 30 bucks for a horse. No thanks. Because of course they're, it's like, oh, well, I could buy 800 platinum. Oh, but the horse is going to cost 1,200. Oh, well, I'll buy these 2 packs, or I'll buy this one here for $24.99, because of course they marketed it like that. But again, that's an MTX problem.
They give you, problem. Okay. So let's say that, and I know this is the way it looks on the surface. Let's say there's an armor set, like the Necromancer armor set, which is the only set I've purchased because it looks just like the the leader of the dead in Lord of the Rings.
Yeah.
We are the dead under the mountain. It was 2,800 platinum. Well, you buy 25 and you get 300 free.
Yeah.
So you got exactly what you needed to get that one set of armor.
Mm-hmm. And
Go
let
ahead.
me just, I just want to clarify. I'm not saying, like, if any of you out there, like Loki included, if any of you want to use the cash app, go ahead. I'm not saying I'm going to hate you for doing that. It's just not something I take part in personally. And, I mean, I probably won't, because I'm just that type of player. I don't really need to collect all that there is to collect, especially when you got to fork a little extra over for it. I'm not saying you're wrong if that's the way you want to go. It's your game. You bought it. You made the purchase. You have the right to pay for whatever you want to pay for. If you're happy just buying the base game model, then by all means go for it. If you want to buy the, ultimate or whatever the hell it is, or buy, $5 worth of shit, $30 worth of shit on the cash app, go for it. I'm not saying there's a right or wrong here. There's just Activision principles and ethics in there that I don't necessarily agree with. And some of it, in my opinion, shows in the way some of the things are being sold in the cash shop. But again, especially when you buy digital games that, have all this kind of stuff, you can find that anywhere. So one more time, it's not a Diablo problem. It's just the way that a lot of these games are handled these days.
Carlos Estrada with $2 super chat says, I have text to speech for everything. It's funny.
Good God.
Carlos Estrada for another $2 super chat. Warg. Skeleton box log. One handle? One-handed? I don't know.
One-handed, one-handed.
Thank you for the $2 super chats, Carlos. You guys keep the fires burning bright here in Valhalla, and this one's just for you, brother. Skull!
A dollar? I've never seen a dollar. Nobody's got a dollar. Let us see the dollar. There it is. It's beautiful. Take your hat off, boy. That's a dollar bill.
Take your hat off, boy. That's a dollar bill. So it's completely up to you.
Yeah.
If you want to spend, if you want to spend money in the cash shop. Now, because I want to talk about this before we get out of here, and we've got about 20 minutes. Let's talk about Activision really quick. There's been a lot of stuff going on. We're going to throw in Anheuser-Busch and Target as well in this last little bit of the show. There's been a lot going on lately with companies that want to run their mouths and talk a whole bunch of shit. Target has been getting its ass handed to it for putting jumpers, little baby jumpers with crotch tuck stuff. Yeah, I'm not kidding you. So these are like baby swimsuit jumper things, and they've got little tuck-it pouches, so that the woke Karens of the world can take their little boys out in women's swimsuits and tuck their little privates back. Target's been getting his ass kicked for selling this stuff and promoting it for little children.
Isn't that bad for the baby junk? You can't constrict shit.
That's
like
bad.
That.
That's bad. You've got Anheuser-Busch doing what it's doing. And then you've got Activision, who just recently, Call of Duty, who just recently banned a skin in-game from a player that had done an operation. It was like an operation skin for this player. Have banned it and removed it from the store because he said, leave kids alone.
Yeah.
Leave kids alone.
So I guess the moral of the story is don't get political. Won't someone please think of the children? I mean, the other thing I want to point out, and I'm not going to name names, but this is also the big Activision problem. There's been a lot of stuff going on around there, with especially, in Blizzard as well about, all the allegations and the takers of own lives, because I don't know if I can say the S word on here. Shit. I'll just come right out and say it. I'm not going to name names, but a certain figurehead way, way, way up at the very top, for lack of a better term, I think he's a prick. So if you don't agree with his morals and ethics and all that, that's also something else to consider when you're paying a lot of money for, goods and services that come out of these studios here.
So Nick Mark, and I caught this from Geeks and Gamers, from Jeremy's call out for this on Geeks and Gamers. Nick Mark had his skin removed, his operator's skin removed from Call of Duty because of his call to leave kids alone. There's no reason to be messing with kids. Leave kids alone. And then Tim the Tat Man, who was a longtime friend of Nick Mark's, requested that his skin be removed because he wrote in and said, look, it feels wrong that I've still got mine when we got ours at the same time. We dedicated our time to doing this. In support of my friend, please remove the Tim the Tat Man bundle. Mm-hmm. So Dr. Disrespect has called this out. Jeremy from Geeks and Gamers has talked about this, all from just saying, leave the kids alone.
Yeah.
So what I think I'm going to do is Wednesday, when I do my YouTube Wednesday, YouTube talk, I'm going to do a leave the kids alone stream. Why would you want to involve children in anything? Why would you want to involve children in any of this? There's absolutely no reason to involve little kids.
Well, it's
absolutely no reason.
Yeah, it's to groom the future generation and bring them over to their nonlinear way of thinking. I use the term nonlinear very loose because they're apparently a very open-minded group when I don't think they are.
And this right here, what Shellback's saying, Shellback TJC, leave those kids alone. Leave the kids alone. Kids haven't done anything. But this is their push. They have to do this. They have to do this in schools. They've got to do this. And anybody who's saying anything differently, anybody who's saying is immediately a right-wing ist obiazi. Mm-hmm. They're immediately a right-wing ist obiazi. You cannot do these things to a child. You are messing with that child's head. It is as simple as that.
Yeah, they don't need that. They don't need that. We're pregnant. Oh, what are you having? Oh, we're not going to decide.
We're going to let our kindergarten teacher decide whether it's a boy or a girl.
Yeah. But I mean, that's a whole other, psychological debate for another time. But
later, Mock, have a good one, brother. I'll pop in and be listening. Guys, if you don't know, check out Mahogany Draw's morning live stream after this one this morning at 9 a.m. Central Standard Time. So in about 10 minutes.
Yeah, got your Monday mornings all lined up.
So
hell yeah. So yeah, leave the kids out of it. Let kids be kids. Let them use their imagination. Let them go outside and play. Let them be children, for God's sake. Because holy shit, if you corrupt them, then there's no hope left, because it's only going to go downhill from there. It's like making a copy of a copy of a copy of a copy. It's just going to degrade over time, and then you'll hit a point of no return, and everything's just going to go to complete shit, and that'll be the end of it.
Okay, so Carlos Estrada says, just wait till California passes a law that starts a government program for couples to have access to women with wombs to make babies. Right now, and I'm not kidding about this, there's a law that they're working through the system that says if your child comes to you and says, I want to be a girl and they're a boy, or I want to be a boy and they're a girl, and you do not start them on puberty blockers, these are children. These are children. The state of California will consider that child abuse and take your child away from you.
Oh, good freaking God.
You have to go along with your child's wishes. They know better than you do. Doesn't matter what age they are. You will will be charged with child abuse, and you will have your child, gender affirmation, and you will have your child taken away from you, and you will, the state of California will take your kid away. If you do not go along with it, it will be considered child abuse.
I see there's two evil sides to every coin here. Because, we want to let kids be kids, but Jesus Christ, I mean, when your kid comes up to you and says, I want to be a girl.
I want to be a race car.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm friggin' 6 years old. I go up to my mom. I want to be a Ninja Turtle. Well, you better start identifying me as a friggin' Ninja Turtle and get me the appropriate surgery so I can get the 17 long fucking cock like turtles have. If you haven't seen one, it's nightmare fuel. Don't do it. But you know what I'm saying, right? Like, Jesus, let kids be kids, but don't go so far as to start thinking everything a child says or does is going to be what defines them for the rest of their life. You can't make that choice for them.
And I'm going to be very clear here. If you were an adult and you make this choice, that is completely up to you. If you want to be known as ma'am for the rest of your life, I don't give a shit. That's your business. I don't care. If you want to walk into GameStop and say it's ma'am, fine. I don't care. That's completely up to you. Children cannot make this decision. They can't decide to drink. They can't decide to smoke. They can't decide to do whatever because it's not legal, right? So you're saying that none of that matters and you can pretty much do whatever you want to.
Do what you feel like.
So you can, this is an absolute insanity.
This is insanity. This is borderline anarchy. Because where does it go from there?
There's a reason why Target's getting its ass kicked right now. Why it's down billions of dollars. Why no one wants Anheuser-Busch. Do you know what's happening? I mean, you get caught at a baseball game drinking a Bud Light. You're the butt end of every joke from then on out. So by all means, do whatever you want to. But that's an adult talking.
Yeah.
That's not a kid. Kids don't know which way the wind's blowing half the time.
No, there's no way. You can't make that choice for them. And I'm not a parent, so maybe, that's not my total place to say. But as a person of the, the general public who's out there every day, good God, what is happening to people? Like, what is wrong with you? Seriously, just knock it the hell off. I'm with Claude Parrish. I'm just going to identify as a Dodge Viper. Did you like the GTS Sports Coupes or the RT, convertibles?
I'm with Canucks Kid. I want to be recognized as a Comanche attack helicopter.
Ooh, we'll have to get a fancy name for you.
Yeah,
something like Stealth Shadow Boxer or something.
Yeah, I identify with a Comanche attack helicopter.
Yeah. Well, I mean, if it all comes down to it, then we can just identify as whatever we want based on how we're feeling that day. Like, let's say you and I wake up tomorrow morning and we're feeling, not so hot. We're a little bit tired. Say, yeah, you know what? Today, I identify as a soggy piece of bread. And then the next day, it's like, oh, you know what? I'm feeling saucy. I identify as toast or whatever the hell you want to do.
Billionaire.
Yeah. So let's put the wheels in motion to make sure Mark gets what he wants.
Yeah.
Because he's not a child. He's a full-grown adult with a fully grown adult brain. So he knows what he wants. So
But badass they're growing up while thinking this stuff is normal. Perfect for the people who want to approach them. Absolutely.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
And you're absolutely right.
The same type of people that wanted to sell you the shiny gold toilets and the 24 karat 3-ply, 4-ply toilet paper. God damn. Yeah.
A society that does not protect children and women will be replaced by one that does. Could you imagine that? Could you imagine him saying that, let's say 20 years ago? Could you imagine saying we are going to come to a time in the United States where it doesn't matter if you're a woman. It only matters if you're a woman who has nuts.
Mm-hmm.
That's it. It doesn't matter whether you're a real woman or or one with nuts.
I can imagine a time because that's the fear mongering that they keep putting in us. And really quick, Yeah, shout out to Kendra L, who said, "You may not be a parent, but you remember how stable and sensible you were as a child. Then you can math with that, with how kids are these days, and say, nope, man. You know what? You know what scares me? I know kids that don't even know how to write their own name because that's just not part of the curriculum anymore. Well, when am I ever going to need to sign anything? Oh, it'll come up. It'll come up someday. Go back to friggin' school, learn how to write your goddamn name. Well, cursive writing isn't part of the curriculum anymore. I don't know how it is in America, but up here in the Great White North, they don't teach kids how to cursive write no more because it's just obsolete, apparently.
Did you see the, I try and stay out of, I did my very best to stay out of the Daily Wire drama. I don't know if you know anything about that.
It rings a bell.
There was a huge amount of Daily Wire drama with Jeremy the Quartering and not Jeremy the Quartering. It was Daily Wire and who's that other guy? I know someone knows. A whole bunch of drama and I just stayed out of it. The Daily Wire came out with a video from Paula Scanlon, and she was a swimmer who swam with Leah Thompson. Now you've got a bunch of people talking about the other swimmer, Riley Gaines, who's been in a fight about this. And then you've got Paula Scanlon who comes out and says, we were threatened. Steven Crowder. Thank you, Shockwave. It was Steven Crowder. It was the Daily Wire and Steven Crowder. All this drama came out. Now Daily Wire comes out with this video and it's from Paula. I'm going to put a link to that video in the chat really quick in case anybody wants to see it who hasn't seen it. There it is. And it is the NCAA swimmer who breaks her silence and says, we were threatened and we were told if we did not like this, we could be re-educated to the point where we would like it.
Yeah, that's a dangerous word and a dangerous way to be thinking.
They were silenced. They were told, if you speak up about this, you will regret it. You will be removed from swimming. This is a woman who worked her entire life to be a swimmer. This is a woman who, if you listen to her story, got up at 5 a.m., her family supported what she did. Her brother supported what she did. They'd have to get up 5 a.m., get to the pools, go to the meets, spend summers doing meets. This woman dedicated the entire first portion of her life to swimming. And suddenly everything was flipped on her and these other girls. And they were told, if you say anything about this, if you dissent in any way, shape, or form, we will come after you and you will be sorry.
Yeah, nothing says quality time like open idle threats like that.
This is disgusting.
Yeah.
This is absolutely, positively disgusting. The link's in the description. Please, if you haven't watched it, check it out. I'm not like, oh my God, the Daily Wire is the best thing since sliced bread. Just listen to this girl's story. Listen to what this woman has to say. This is disgusting. This is absolutely, positively disgusting. Does anybody remember when, because this happened in junior high. We had girls on the team. There were a couple of girls that wanted to be on the team. They were on the B team, football B team, but they were on the team. And when we scrimmaged our A team versus the B team, the A team went up against, there were a couple of girls. You did not treat them like women. You treated them like other men. That's just the way it was.
You treated them like the athletes.
Like an athlete.
Like everybody else. Yeah.
Now, by the time high school happened, they were in no way able to compete in the same way. I'm sorry, but that's just the way it was. In junior high, the development was similar. But once we got into high school, our upper body would trump their upper body any day of the week. That's just the way it worked. That's just the way it went down. Why? Because we were developing differently. Our bodies were developing differently.
Yeah, that's the
in college. I can't imagine the damage that would be done if let's say a full size defensive tackle bore down on a female running back. It's not going to be a pretty picture.
No,
that's just the way it is. Then you look at this shit, and you look at this, and it's like, I won, haha. And you look at the body difference. All you have to do is look at the body difference.
Yeah,
that's all you have to do. Mark the entire women's sports are for women. No person born male should ever participate in women's sports. Doesn't matter what you think you are. If you are a woman, you don't participate. Simple as that. All you have to do is look at their bodies. That's it. Look at the two different bodies. Look at Riley Gaines versus Leah Thompson. I'm sorry. There's a huge difference. And when you see the story, when you listen to them and you see it in print, you will regret this. If you say anything, you will regret it. We will remove you. You're destroying someone's entire life work up to that point. All that work, all that hustle, all that effort, gone, destroyed.
Yep.
In a matter of moments because you want a dude to compete with women.
Yeah, like that's BS. You should be embarrassed. And the fact that they wouldn't be embarrassed for something like that is just, it's asinine.
Full-size defensive tackles. Do it in the name of science. Yeah.
Science calls for the experiment to be had, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah.
Or you could just watch NFL highlights of Russell Wilson just getting his ass kicked every week. I mean, it's the same thing pretty much. Let's ride. The fucking car's broken, Russ. Hitchhike.
There was a volleyball high school girl who was suffering long-term problems for taking a ball in the face from someone who identified as a woman. Volleyball.
God, it's everywhere. Twig and berries. Oh my God, I haven't heard that phrase in years. Woo. Ace Ventura.
Fecal and Einhorn. Einhorn and Fecal.
Oh God. No. No. I was even doing the shrivel thing in the shower, but you couldn't see it, but it was there. It was there. Yeah. The laces were in.
The difference between a high school athlete and a Division I athlete is huge. Take a Division I male athlete against a woman, but the DI people are now in charge.
Yeah. Well, the future's looking bright, ladies and gentlemen. That's all I can say.
There was the fighter who got her skull crushed. Absolutely.
Yeah.
And more. There's more. All you have to do is look at this. We are living in clown world. And the ones that are supporting this, the ones that are pushing this are the same people that are behind the agenda at Anheuser-Busch. They're the same people that are behind the agenda at Target. They're the same people that are pushing Disney with this agenda for the last 10 years. This has been going on a lot longer than you know. And it's called forced change. Mm-hmm. We must change now. We've heard about it from comic books. We've heard about it in comic books. They said it openly at the DC fandom event. Ladies and gentlemen, they admitted it openly at the DC fandom event. They said we cannot make new characters because the change isn't happening fast enough. And people have to be drawn to those characters. So we have to take legacy characters and change them so that change can happen now. We must force this change.
Yeah. And the more things change, the more they stay the same. Because what's it done? It just drove people away. It drove away and made them embrace everything that they already had. Because they're not adapting to shit out there right now.
And we were called crazy. We were called conspiracy theorists. We were called all kinds of ists, obes, and Yahtzees for bringing this up and talking about this. We were called crazies. We were the ones that they said were crazy. And now they're openly admitting it. They're openly pushing for it. And they can't hide it anymore because their agenda has been made clear. They want to go after children. Leave the kids alone. That's simple. Guys, we're out of here. We will be back tomorrow for Taco Tuesday with Mexican Iron Man. Until then, guys, be safe, be excellent to each other. Always speak friend honor. We'll see you guys on the next Zero Hour with Loki and Zeropium. Take care, everybody.
Party on, dudes. And
Party on, Wayne.
Party on, Garth.
It's Wayne's World. Wayne's World. Do.
Excellent.
Go raid McKinney's stream. Chris Persia's got the link in chat. Go now. Loki raid on McKinney's. Take care, everybody.
These videos are tremendous. Like, comment, and subscribe, and hammer that notification bell.
Take off, eh?